What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow reef builders? Today is a day of celebration because I have a really great update for you. It's hard to believe how much was accomplished in the last week. I didn't do it alone, but since I shared with you the last update, a whole lot has happened, and I do not need a list to tell you what it is because I can simply walk around the studio and show it to you. So, first of all, I hope you enjoyed the video of VP Corals from Taipei, Taiwan today. That first video is a really nice tank, but the tank featured in the next video is really unique. I've never seen anything like it. Beautiful, awesome aquascape, just a sprawling, long, shallow coral tank that people have talked about doing, but Vincent actually did it. So, let's get started because I have a lot to do still, even today, but I can take you around the room and show you some really, really cool stuff. So let's begin with one of the things that I left off with last week. And this is my new stereo system. This is a Yamaha professional retail store amplifier. I have one amplifier specifically for the subwoofer, and then another amplifier with two channels specifically for the satellite speakers, and a digital audio converter, digital analog converter. This is the DAC Magic Plus. So it's one of those things, since I have the speakers actually up on the walls, it's easy to forget that I did something, but I put them all up there and wired them all really nicely so that they'd be out of the way. You can see there's a couple more over there, and then the subwoofer is resting on the shelf for now. It's going to go on the ceiling right about there when I get around to mounting that hardware, because it's going to shake that wall pretty good. I got to make sure to find a stud so the music is bumping in here. You know what? That is why I've been able to get so much done, because there's been like some great music in here. I left off the last video showing you a big old crate, and I was gonna do this fancy thing where I was gonna open the box and the tanks weren't gonna be there, and I'd already set them up. Maybe somebody stole my tanks. Anyway, the tanks are here, the tanks are set up, and again, they are like nothing you've ever seen before. So look at this tiny little dude right here. Look at this, and he comes up to my knee, I think. Let's show some skin. There we go. Barely off the ground. And this is how I'm going to set him up. This is how I'm going to set him up, because that's the stands that came with it. And I feel like it's a really, really great opportunity to do something unique. And there's a kind of a more medium-sized aquarium here, and they're all just pure ultra glass, solid rectangles of water holding capacity on really beautiful stands. Just beautiful tanks. Right now, I'm trying to give you a flyby look at them. I don't super know what I'm gonna do with them yet. That little guy, definitely gonna be a Nano Reef. I think I'm gonna start this one off as a planted tank because there's a window right there, and I just wanna see this eruption of plants coming out of it. And this is kind of the lounge, this is kind of the experiment. And there's more a mid-sized tank. But those are not the priority. Those are display tanks. They're gonna be permanent, semi-permanent, and they are going to, I don't know, I'm gonna play over there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. If you have a great original idea, concept you want me to try out in one of those tanks, you let me know. Okay, so I told you that this tank right here was going to be for saltwater mollies. Right now, they are freshwater mollies, and I wanna thank Live Aquaria for sending these to me because You know, it's easy to get caught up in the exotic, really expensive, super rare fishes, but I really want to never lose touch with my roots. And you know, for me, the first tropical fish tank was black mollies, maybe some lyre-tail white mollies that my mom brought home, and her name is Molly. And so I am acclimating these to seawater at the moment. I'm taking it really slowly, less for the fish and more for the biological filter. Right now I have them at 8 parts per thousand, which is about 25% of natural seawater. And they've been there for a few days. They look really good. The first day they were jumpy. And now they look great. And they're just fun little pets. Moving right along, I have just completely redone this tank. Mostly just give it a real big cleanup because there's been a lot of construction activity and paint and sawdust, and I just cleaned this whole tank up, and I've just salted it up because tomorrow I'm going to be getting a big order of corals. That brownness is not from the salt, that is from the activated carbon that I put in there to help polish up the water. But if you notice, one big change is I came up with a really, really creative way to hang my lights. This is actually bent conduit. So while my electrician was here, I knew that he could bend conduit. I can bend conduit, but I knew that he could do it better and more precise, and he just has that personality of doing things perfectly. So this is 3/4 inch conduit, and I've got it well fastened to the wall with 4 toggle bolts, so 2 per leg. And then I am going to fasten a wire to the ceiling, find a stud, and basically hang this part from basically a wire holder. So I will have weight distributed on the wall, I'll have it distributed in a stud in the ceiling, and I'm not going to put much weight on these light hangers. It's just going to be the fixtures, and then for the power supplies and the ballast and the drivers, I found this really cool shelf. So this is going to hold all the ballasts and mostly power supplies, so that there's more that kind of weight on the wall, and then it's going to be pure fixtures. And I've got all these 3 done, and like everything else, it takes so much longer to paint them and paint them well than it does to actually bend them, you know. So bending them took 15-20 minutes to do them all. Mounting them to the wall took about, I don't know, an hour just to get it, you know, measured and done well. I even painted the brackets for them. But painting, that took hours just to do coat after coat after coat. Okay, so moving right along, have not made very much progress here on this system. This is gonna be kind of one of the first testing systems, and I have made a boss call that I am not gonna paint these stands because the tank inside is still black, the lights are black, and I'm actually gonna try to maybe identify this whole system right here as black, at least still open stand, just so they kind of stand out and they're for a different purpose. So I'm gonna have displays in there that are probably rotating, but basically I wanna have a 4-foot, 3-foot, and a 2-foot display and a lagoon tank right here, so I can test 4 common sizes of aquariums, and then I can test those kind of pumps, primarily pumps, and lights. So I'm gonna test a pendant, a 2-foot light, a 3-foot light, 4-foot light. And yeah, the only holdup I have now is I think these wooden stands right here, these are my old school stands with the original finishes and stuff, that they need a little bit of work, they need a little bit of help. So I'm thinking about moving those over to the lounge, just because they would kind of fit in here with my 2 brown shelves. So that's kind of like the living area gets to be brown or natural wood. So, you know what would look really good in place of that cube right there? Another Innovative Marine 50-gallon EXT, and then in place of the angle tank right there, the Innovative Marine EXT Lagoon. So, yeah, let me know in the comments if you think I should carry on with the Innovative Marine tanks and the APS stands, so I can have one nice, clean 4-tank system there that's going to be dedicated to testing certain things. So I'll chat up the guys at Reef Palooza, and we'll see what we can do. So the last update was right before a couple huge tank moves. And the big old tank is the new used 350 gallon from my homie, Rob Mouget. So this tank is neat. It's, I've actually known about this tank for long enough. Rob's had it in his garage as long as I've known him. I don't know, 5, 6 years. He's probably didn't have it in there longer. So it's a little bit scratched up. Matt Conrad at Sea Clear Aquariums, this is one of the tanks I think we're gonna work on first. But due to its unusual dimensions, this is kind of the tank I want to make a fish aquarium. I think this would be great for having some pet fish. It's really deep front to back. It's really deep top to bottom. I think it's only 6 feet long, so really neat. It's got a really nice stand, at least for 2005, and a ginormous canopy. You guys want to see what's in the canopy, man? Oh my goodness, a little slice of history. Let's give it a whirl. Let's see what we can do. Oh God, it's heavy. What do we have in there? Oh my goodness, look at that. We have metal halide lighting with power compacts. Metal halides with no reflector, basically, just a backing, and power compact lights, 2 96-watt power compacts. Just about like the most power hungry, efficient, but power hungry lighting source that was available 10 to 15 years ago. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video just kind of exploring those and seeing if they fire, because I have the ballast, I have everything, but I don't think they fired in 5 to 8 years. I'll have to ask Rob, but it would kind of be kind of neat just to see the power compacts light up, see the metal halides light up. So let me know down below if you want to see that. This kind of came with the package. This is a 150-gallon, 5-foot acrylic tank that Rob inherited from someone who had been in the hobby for 40 years and decided he'd had enough, which you know what, I can totally get that. But it's a neat, this is kind of, I want to make this maybe like the fish tank section over here with these 2 tanks. I like what they did with the stand here, but this is definitely going to need some refinishing. And the inside of this tank is not too bad, but it could use a little bit of buffing. Matt Conrad from Sea Clear Aquariums. So I have somebody on the way. He needs my address. So let me tell you about this right here. This is what I'm gonna be doing tonight. This is a big old pallet with my first retail rack system from Mode Aquatics, or Mode Aquariums, or just Mode. And these guys, man, I hooked up with them at MACNA and they wasted no time, not only in sending it to me, but Eric is here. This got here on Thursday. Eric has just landed at the airport. He's on his way here, and he's gonna help me install it. So we're gonna do that tonight. And I think tomorrow we're gonna go visit some fish stores and find some fish to put in it, because as you know, I've been cycling all of this biomedia right here. All of this biomedia right here for just about going on 2 months with ammonia, bacteria, ammonia. Anyway, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be in the next video. But I'm not done. I'm not done telling you about the progress here. So along with that tank, I got a beautiful, beautiful cherry-picked, ginormous tub of live rock. There's probably 150 pounds of live rock in there. And that's not just 150 pounds. That's 150 pounds that I selected, that I handpicked from about 300 pounds. So this is my kind of rock. It's gonna need some curing because it came out fresh out of some tanks. So I'm gonna use one of the frag tanks to put that rock in and let it kind of burn off what it's got on there. But that is some quality rock, about 150 pounds, real good wild stuff. I love artificial rock too, but this wild stuff is gonna be fun. Thanks again to Robert Mauji. And then probably one of the biggest, most satisfying accomplishments in the last 7 days, in addition to just like simply doing my job, is I finally got the vats done. Well, I didn't get the vats done. I got the stand for the vats done, and I am so happy with how it turned out. Once again, it's one of those things that it took, I don't know, maybe an hour brainstorming to come up with a design, about an hour at Home Depot getting the specific pieces cut that I wanted, and then I spent most of all day yesterday sanding and painting, because I just wanted it to look really nice, y'all. Just wanted it to look really good, you know. This is gonna be the heartbeat of the studio. 210 gallons. We're gonna have some fun with this thing, man. This is gonna be its own system. There's gonna be nothing live in there, just water. But it's really important. It's so important to, there's gonna be one 210 gallon vat for freshwater, one for seawater, and it's where, it's the first step to a successful marine aquarium is gonna be having the right water. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that. One more thing that just came in today, and what's gonna make this a real studio, besides a cameraman, a camera, a computer, some microphones and stuff to shoot, is some studio lighting. This just came in today, that's why I almost forgot it. The Philex 3-piece lighting. I've only just put it in place, I haven't tried it out yet. But that is really gonna help step up the game here for good video camera lighting. Man, I hope you've enjoyed this update. I hope you are proud of the progress that's been made in here, because I've been spending a lot of time here getting a lot of food deliveries and drinking a lot of beer to stay hydrated. Yeah, that's what's happening. So there's a lot happening here, and you know what? I think my next video update is actually gonna be from my house, because I am tired of showing you empty space. I wanna show you some live stuff, and something weird is happening at my house. There's a little Reef aquarium fairy that is cleaning my tanks. It looks like time is going backwards on my tanks to the point of doing a water change. What I'm trying to say is my tanks are looking weirdly clean. Very clean, corals look really great. Corals usually look great even if the tank's dirty. But right now the tanks are looking unrealistically clean for how much little time I've spent on them lately, because this has been my job. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that video of Vincent Wang's VP corals in Taipei, Taiwan. If you haven't seen that, you better go see it. And very shortly, I'm gonna put up that second video, and you're gonna wanna see the setup video of my new retail rack system from Mode Aquariums. And then tomorrow, I'll hopefully get some fish, so we waste no time here. Yeah, all right. That was a pretty good, quick walkthrough. I hope you see there's a lot of progress here. I'm not playing around. This is a studio. We don't sell corals, just gonna make videos and really drill down into what makes saltwater aquariums successful and enjoyable. So with that, thanks you everybody for tuning in. I will catch you guys on the next video, which is gonna be coming up very soon. I'll catch you guys later, bye.